Hey everybody, this is Sue Craig, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Cleveland, Ohio, and today I have a layered card for you. It's not a fun fold, but I saw this on Lynn Dunn's blog and wanted to give it a try. She did one with a lot of smaller squares, and that made me twitchy, so I decided to do one that had a little bit larger squares, and I'm going to show you how that's done today. For my classes this month, I did this card and have "You're a Blessing to Me," and I left the inside blank so that people could fill it in with whatever else they wanted. The paper that we're going to be using is from Violet Dreams. This is an online exclusive from July, and I don't have a whole lot left because this is gorgeous paper, just gorgeous. You know, our paper, it's hard to beat. It really is. So we're using that. I'm using it with Scalloped Blooms. And this is a stamp set that's in the catalog now. And it's just sentiments. And what I liked about it is it has a lot of different fonts in it. And with this, I wanted to show you what I do with mine. I take the stamps before I even use them, and on the thick side, I use my Sharpie marker and trace around all the stamps. And then I put packing tape at the end so I can fold it back to use the stamps, take them out, put them in. And then I can fold it back up when I'm done, and I don't have to search all over my desk for my stamp, the cover for those. It helps me. Maybe it'll help you. Excuse me. The dies that go with this stamp set, Scalloped Blooms, are a bunch of scallop circles, and there's a bunch, I'll show you. They're layered so that you can use them for cards, for scrapbooking. You can make them into flowers if you want. There's a second panel that I have. These are for sentiments. These little circles are what can make these centers for the flowers. So you can add that to the middle for your flowers for any size. And they have groupings of leaves. So you can do a half dozen leaves at a time and add them to your project. I keep these out on my desk to remind me that I have them. Another idea that you can do is to use this with white paper, cut them out, and leave the pieces that you've cut out on your desk so that when you need something for a sentiment, you can pull one of these, stamp it, and use it on your card. Quick and easy. That's what I'm all about. What you might not have noticed on this card is that it is embossed, and the embossing folder that I use is Paradise Garden. This is a hybrid folder, so it has a die that goes in it, so it will emboss and it will die cut. So I'm going to be using that later. So let's see what we're going to need for this card. The measurements and everything will be in the description below, so you don't have to worry about writing any of that down. My card base is a 5.5 by 8.5. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. I guess it's been a long day. All right, that's our card base. Now I have 2 pieces of white. And what I want to show you is they're different sizes. One of them will fit like this, and that is for the inside. So I told the ladies in my class, put it inside. We don't need it. That way, they'll be using the correct one to put the papers on. I'll scoop this up. I have my mat underneath this so that when I stamp, it'll work well for me. I don't have to adjust things. All right, let's see what else we're going to need here. For my sentiment, I have a piece of white and a piece of Gorgeous Grape, and they are exactly the same size. They are 7/8 of an inch by 2 1/4. All of the things are the same, and all we're doing here, all the measurements are going to be the same if it's going to layer. And all we're doing is making an L here. So that's what that's. Okay. On our card, we have 6 squares. So you're going to need 6 cardstock squares, whatever color you decide. I've used Gorgeous Grape. These are 1 1/2 inches. My designer paper is 1 1/2 inches also. What I did with this is I have 3 that are one pattern. So I have that. And then I have 3 that are another pattern. And all it is the back of this. So if you wanted, you could put them all the same, I guess, but I wanted a contrast, so I just flipped it over. And probably what I would do is to look at these and see which ones have the most violets on them. Like these two look nice. And of the ones that are left, maybe this one. So these I can flip over. All right. So what I'm going to do first is just take these and we're going to add them to the purple. So I'm just going to add some adhesive. Sometimes it's easier just to put the adhesive on all the pieces. You do you. It doesn't matter really. Some people find it easier just to do them one at a time, and that's okay too. The idea is we're going to take these and they're going to be put on here so it looks like you have an L. The purple is going to be the L for you. All right, so you just want to look at that. And add it to your paper. I hold it up like this so I can see, and then hold the corner and see if I have it kind of even, and then push down. That way it doesn't stick. This adhesive really does stick well. So you can see I have my finger underneath here, so that's lifted up. Now I hold this, it's still lifted up. Okay. Just another way to help you with trying to work with some of the adhesive that we have, because it's very strong. All right, we have this one and one more. When we go to arrange these, we're going to alternate them. And I prefer to start at the top. And I also prefer to kind of lay it out to see where my pieces are going to look the best. And how much room I need to give each square. This is real difficult for me sometimes. But I think we're going to get it today. What I do though is I start at the top and put adhesive on the top one. Another thing that you can use to really help you visualize this better. When you're using your fingers, it's hard, but if you use your tweezers, you can hold the tweezers above the area that you're working in. And if you like it, then you can set it down. Next, I'll go to the bottom one. Again, I'm going to hold it up. And put it down. Now I can do the middle one here, put the adhesive on it. See, I can move it however I want, and I can see the whole square. It may be a little bit off, but I find this has really been helpful. In lining things up. It is hard when you're doing videos because you can't have the paper as close to you as you typically would when you're working. Because typically you have it right in front of you. And right now it's about 6 inches away from me, so I'm really trying to make it look nice, but keep it in the camera so that you can see what I'm doing. So here's our last one. And again, like I said, I really like to use these tweezers. These are reverse tweezers. Very, very helpful. Okay, so we have this piece done, and that is the front. The next thing we need to do is we need to put it in our embossing folder, and we need to emboss it. So let me go ahead and do that. And this is a 3D embossing folder, so it's going to need your number 1 plate and your number 4 plate. And here we go. What a difference that makes. When you do it on your cards, you'll see how nice that makes it. And then you add it to the purple behind, and it gives it a nice frame. I just think it's beautiful. Okay, so let's do our stamping. And I'm going to use You're a Blessing to Me. And I'm going to do it with the purple Gorgeous Grape. And I'm going to try. I got to move this closer to me. I'm sorry. One thing I do want to tell you is when you're working with white paper, you want to have something dark around it, something that's not white, so that it's easy for you to see the edge of your paper. I will try to do it this way. Not too bad. That's really helped me a lot. Look at the difference if you were to do it this way. See how it blends in? When you're using a narrow block, especially like this, it's very difficult to see. So that's one thing if you have to use a narrow block like I did. And I used it because I was all out of the other blocks. So you use something dark behind it. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make this an L. And then I put dimensionals on the back of this. I like to lift things up like that so that it really is noticed, especially on this type of card. And I did just set it here in the center. Again, if you wanted to, because these are sticky, you could take this, and sometimes I hold it up this way so I can see, and then just lay it down. So let's go ahead and add adhesive to this. And we'll add it to our card front. Quite often too, what I like to do is to straighten my card out. And now this is going to be centered so that I have the same amount of purple over here and over here. And then I'm going to flip it over and we'll add this piece. Now, a lot of times when we do classes, a lot of ladies will leave this just plain. They will not attach it because they want to be able to stamp, and if they make a mistake, flip it over and use the back. But I'm going to attach it so you can see the finished card. All right. So there's a card. The only thing we need to do now is to add these beauties to it. And I added 2 of them. I'm going to add a pink one down here and a purple one up here. Only because this is white. Now, what I could do is I could take my alcohol marker and I could color these white flowers with a purple maybe, and it would look like the Gorgeous Grape, or at least close to that color. Even though I have this grape, it kind of looks like Heather Highland. So you could do that if you wanted as well. But we'll just use the 2 that I had. So there's our card for today. You're a blessing to me. Really is a beautiful, beautiful card. Then you could use it for whatever you want. Well, there's our card for today. I hope you like it. I hope you give it a try. And thanks for watching.